gonna run from a 48-year-old man? He ain't running from me, he's coming to fight.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Haye from Cuba.
Yes, all the way from Cuba, Cubana. This shows my dedication to the cause. Look at this. Ryan has got me up at like fucking 9 o'clock in the morning doing this.
Alright.
What the hell? Let's do it.
Here we go. It's time for This Week in Boxing, where we try to give you all the news, reviews, everything that's happened in the past week. Let's start with Friday night fights, and we'll start with Beterbiev, who won by, I think it was 7th round KO.
Yeah, he's bringing life and different options in the light heavyweight division. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, for the last year, me and Ryan have been going back and forth with them. Stevenson, Kovalev. Those two aren't going to fight, but people need to forget about it. And Beterbiev could be the person that links both of them. Look, he's not scared of Kovalev. He's asked for the Kovalev fight. I think that obviously with PBC and Stevenson signed to PBC, you feel like they're going to try and do Stevenson Beterbiev sometime soon. That could be an option. Obviously, Nathan Cleverley's now back in the division as well. That could be an option. But I think Beterbiev is the future. I think Kovalev is the monster of the division, obviously. Stevenson, what's Stevenson, man? 36, 37?
Yeah, 37. It's coming to the end. I think Beterbiev, I think he's definitely talented. He's definitely got the skills. I'm very high on him. But sometimes we got to look at the performances they put out. And this was the type of performance he needed to actually get in some rounds. Blowing everyone out in a round or two or 3 or 4 rounds looks impressive. But you got to know how to break a fighter down and test that engine. And in this fight, he got to do that. He got some rounds. He had to strategically break the fight down, which I think was good for him. It's good development.
I agree. I don't want to add to it. I agree. I think him knocking people out is all good, all well and good, but we need to see how he boxes. We need to see what he's like when he goes to the deeper rounds. And I think it's good to see him go past the midway stage in a fight to see what he's got.
We've got to remember that he's only had 8 fights. It's all good when you are a smaller guy and you're not dealing with a lot of power. When you're a light heavyweight and a big light heavyweight, you have to take heavier shots on people. 8 fights is not a lot. It's like when you look at guys like Rigo, who's only had a few fights, or Lamachenko, they're fighting guys that don't hit as hard as such big light heavyweights. So I think it's a good position for him. Very
true. That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. He's fighting guys that aren't boxers but just punchers, and it's a big risk. It's a big risk that they're pushing him this quick. But I think now they've already pushed him. The thing is, they can't go backwards now. Yeah. They can't say, okay, you fought Tomorrow's Club, we want to take you a step back. He's got to fight fighters after fighters now, and that's the problem. But look, he's learning, and like I said, it'll be good to see where he is in sort of 12 to 18 months if he does fight Kovalev or Stevenson.
Yeah, definitely. Let's move forward. Let's go to Delvin Rodriguez versus Ishande Lara.
Yeah, Lara's in this weird position, and we've spoken about this before, where we've both said that I think Lara needs to go to 160. Because he's in a position at 154 where he can't say he's not had chances against some of the best in the division now. I mean, he fought Paul Williams really early on, people might forget that. He's fought Canelo, he's fought Trout. He's not going to get a Cotto fight, he's not going to do that. He needs to go to 160 and try and make some money in those fights. Look, TV don't really like him. Boxing fans, the casual fans don't really like him. Aficionados like ourselves, we love him because we think his boxing skills are fantastic.
The problem I have with Ishande Lara is whereas when you look at he won the fight and he won dominantly, and you give him credit for winning the fight. But Delvin Rodriguez was took out in 3 rounds by Miguel Cotto, and Lara just seems to coast in these fights. Coast. He needs to make a performance that will sell. And he doesn't do that. I mean, he dropped him. Lara could have pushed for a stoppage, and he didn't push for a stoppage. He just coasted through the rounds and went like, what's the word? Going through the motions. He says he wants GGG. He said he will fight GGG. How can you sell the fight?
Yeah. The funny thing is, you look at the GGG fight and you think, if there's anyone that could cause GGG a bit of problems, it probably is Lara, but if you're a TV exec, you're not rushing to sign that fight when, like Redondo, they're in positions where they're just doing enough to win fights. They're just close to it. They're not doing enough to excite people. And boxing, unfortunately, is a sport where you've got to excite people.
It's entertainment. Yeah. Also on Friday, we had Joseph Parker, the New Zealand kid. When the guy he fought, I can't remember his name, but he knocked him out in the second. Huh? Yeah.
That's the one you've been eye on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've been keeping an eye on him quite a bit. Second round knockout, looked quite impressive. I don't want to go too much into it because obviously it's still early days. But are we looking at potentially another heavyweight that's going to run for a title?
Yes and no. Yes, because The heavyweight division isn't deep. I mean, let's be honest, they're talking about Anthony Joshua already being ranked in like nearly every sanctioning body in the top sort of 7, 8 or 9, and he's only had like 13, 14 fights, so it shows that, you know, you don't need a super run to get to a heavyweight fight. No, because you just never know. He comes up against someone that can really bang back a bit. We haven't seen him up against someone like a Pulev or Povetkin or even a Shagayev to see how good he is. I'm still like moving an R in about him because he hasn't been chucked in with a lion, so to speak, yet. But for now, in his development, he's doing fantastic.
Yeah, someone that needs to hit back. That's what he needs. Just like all of them need it. Joshua,
Exactly.
they all need someone that's going to hit back, and that's what we're looking forward to see. Okay, let's go to Saturday night fights. Let's start with Lee Haskins versus Isawa. He won by 6-round referee stoppage, dropped him in the 6th round. Now we've got a new IBF interim title. It was for the interim title. But very good performance.
Yeah, look, you know what we're like. Let's not sit on the fence now because of Haskins. We hate these interim and regular titles and international titles, but for someone like Lee Haskins getting an interim title, I favour a bit more. And I give it a bit more, if you like, respect than I give. It's hard to explain about the matchroom fighters. Well, he hasn't got a big backer behind him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not talking about a guy that's got millions and millions of pounds worth of a promoter behind him. Him getting his IBF interim title puts him in good positions for future fights. And I think it's good to see that someone that hasn't got one of the huge promoters behind him can get a good title shot and win impressively. And then you just never know what doors this opens up for him.
Yeah, see, I don't want to put a damper on it, but it kind of guarantees the holder of the interim title some decent paydays. And I think let's forget about it. A lot, like you said, a lot of guys don't have big promoters. They don't get the lot of coverage that they deserve. This gives us an opportunity to move forward.
No, I agree. I'm happy for him. And
Let's go forward. Nicholas Waters versus Mariaga. Waters fails at the weight, tries to make weight 2 hours later, doesn't make it. The title is now vacant. Only Mariaga could win the title if he won. What do you think of the performance?
Let's talk about the weight. I mean, look, you must wonder what these guys are trying to come down from. If Nicholas Waters walking around at 160 or something, 170, look, 125 is a tough weight to make. But they even said he could make 126. He failed that, so that he has no more titles. So that means basically for Nicholas Waters, that means no more money, because that guarantees you good money. It wasn't a great performance. We've always said if Nicholas Waters doesn't knock you out, we've always said, what did he do next? And that's the thing that I was a bit nervous for him. He didn't get the stoppage, so what did he do next? And I don't know if his boxing skills are as good as I thought they were. I don't think they're as good as Lomachenko's. I don't think they're as good as Lee Selby's. And if I'm Lomachenko and Lee Selby, I'm looking at that performance thinking, there's something there.
He's very big for the weight. He's definitely going to 130 now. The story is that obviously being at the weight drained him out, so he didn't have full ability. But I thought he put in a decent performance. He showed some variety, he showed some skill, but I thought the opponent was limited. As much as the guy was made as another puncher, look at his record on BoxRec. He wasn't a very talented guy overall. So I thought Waters looked good in his performance, but I don't think the guy he was fighting could have brought much more to the table.
Yeah, I think he'll stick it up for him because he's Jamaican.
No. It's up. No white rum drinking today. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go to
Let's go.
Deontay Wilder versus Eric Molina. Disappointment is
Firstly, I stayed up for this fight. I didn't even stay up for it. Obviously, because of where I am right now, guys, in Cuba, I was watching this fight live. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not impressed with... I might get some stick. I'm not impressed with Deontay Wilder at all. I saw a guy that... For the first 2 or 3 rounds, I like his boxing. He was calm. He was using his jab. His jab could be the longest jab in boxing I've ever seen. It's huge. Honestly, his jab is huge. But when he got cool, he looked vulnerable. And I think Molina didn't realise there was actually a chance there to get one of the biggest upsets in boxing. But Molina looked nervous and didn't know. It's like Molina thought if I go in and commit, I could get knocked out. I'm thinking you're going to get knocked out later, or later anyway. Just go and commit. He had a chance where Deontay Wilder was buzzed, and I think every other heavyweight is looking at that thinking, we catch this guy, we can buzz him. And Wilder is so, he's just so wild with these punches. He punches on your back, your legs, your bum. he's not a very good boxer, the Wilder, and I guarantee you, he fights someone on a top level, he ain't holding that title for long.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed in that fight. So disappointed. One, that fight should have went 9 rounds. Yeah. 2, Eric Molina, give him credit for going down a few times and getting up and taking some big blows. But Eric Molina reminded me of a guy you see like at a circus, where you get the local tough guy who had limited skills facing a seasoned fighter, and it's more like an exhibition match. He didn't have the technical ability to do anything with Wilder. That fight was a mismatch on paper, and Wilder actually made it look like a like the guy was surviving. On a level of 1 to 10 as a performance, I'll give Wilder a 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think Wilder. I'm thinking as well. 2-3 max. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I was watching the punditry, sort of Paul Malignaggi and Al Bernstein, and they were talking about Wilder's ranked number 6 or 7 in the WBC. Again, that's confusing fans. That Molina's ranked that high, in the WBC, confusing people. Molina is not at best ranked in the top 40 as a boxer. He's very, very limited. Anthony Joshua, I think, would knock Wilder out. Would knock Molina out.
Of course he would.
3 or 4 with that kind of power. Yeah, I'm not convinced him as a boxer.
I'm not good to convince either. Okay, let's go with this week's news. And I'm going to stick with Deontay Wilder. Yep. There was a statement released this week for Deontay Wilder about 10 things you don't know about Deontay Wilder. Ali, did you see that?
Unfortunately, because I'm in sunny Cuba, I missed it. Okay,
I'm going to read you a few points on here and tell me what it has to do with boxing and what it has of any relevance. Deontay Wilder has spent over 1,000 hours getting tattoos over his body. Deontay Wilder was one of the athletes chosen for Ralph Lauren in the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. Deontay Wilder punched so hard that he bent the metal rods in his surgically repaired hand. I thought it was an episode of $6 Million Man. What are you talking about?
You know what it is, yeah? I was watching, I think before the broadcast, they were showing boxers that have lived in Alabama beforehand.
Yeah.
Or have come from Alabama that you wouldn't know. I think Evander Holyfield, Ernie Shavers, and Joe Louis. I feel like they're forcing it of Deontay Wilder so bad. This almost American dream, the new American champion. And he doesn't have as much personality and charisma as they think. It's not natural anyway.
Yeah.
And I think they're just trying to force him down our throats a bit too much.
Yeah.
And I think America are just praying for a heavyweight that can do something. And I think they're putting so much pressure on him. I don't think this is Deontay Wilder releasing this statement. I think they're just, his team with them, we need to do something, I think they're struggling. I think they really are struggling. I'm very interested to see where we go with Deontay Wilder in the next 18 months. I really am.
The thing about this fight here, with this statement here, that it's fight week. You've got so much you can mention about the fight. You can talk about so many other things on the legacy. Why release a statement like that? What does it do? It's like what's the word? It's what you see like in little kids magazines. Your favorite wrestler does this. It's like it's childish.
I think it's just a case of they knew the matchup was so bad they didn't talk about the matchup.
Yeah.
They knew that Molina, in terms of, okay, what are we talking about Molina? All they kept talking about was that Molina Ariola. That's the only thing they could sell the fight on. There was nothing else to sell the fight on, so I think they just went, let's just go and talk about anything.
This week, Luke Campbell, Tommy Coyle signed. They had the press conference on, I think it was on Wednesday or on Thursday, for the 1st of August. Ade, early predictions.
Luke Campbell, 1 round.
I feel sorry for Tommy Cole.
No.
I feel Tommy Cole is a decent fighter and he has some skill.
I feel like he's been.
But this fight does nothing for him.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I know they've had a little back and forth, or I think on Twitter, whatever. That looks staged because these guys are supposed to be good friends. I just feel like they're selling Coyle to the wolves. I mean, but to be fair, I mean, as a promoter, Eddie Hearn's got to do what Eddie Hearn does. And I think he looked at Tommy Coyle and thought, you're limited. It's a good name to Luke Campbell because they need to push Luke Campbell quickly, I think. And to be fair, Tommy Coyle is a decent name to get a record against. And I think, hey, look, this fight ain't going past 4 or 5. I'll be shocked if it does. Luke Campbell's huge compared to Tommy Coyle. They look like 3 or 4 different weight classes different. But even in the height, they must have got 4 inches in height difference. I think he's just going to run through him, to be honest. I think Tommy Coyle is very, very limited. Yeah,
I think it could go longer than 4 or 5 because Tommy Coyle does have heart. He does go down, so he does get up. But I just don't see in the skill level. It's literally skill versus will, and I don't think Tommy Coyle has enough of either to make it a competitive fight.
I just think the skill of Luke Campbell is just too much for most lightweights in this country to do. And it's not just Tommy Coyle. And I think they might fast-track Luke Campbell. If he wins impressively, which I think he will, I think they could fast-track him to a British title shot very, very quick.
Ali, let's go move forward. Danny Garcia dropped the WBC belt. He is now the champion emeritus, so he could get the title again. And the WBC is to do some body analysis on him so they can make a decision which weight class he can fight in. What type of crap is that?
It's a WBC crap right now. I'll be honest with you.
I don't get it.
I'm not going to say they're ruining boxing, but some of the decisions they make, it's almost like they just stick together on a Saturday afternoon and say,
how can we ruin boxing?
Let's just do that. There's no one to govern them, it seems like. There needs to be a governing boxing board that governs all these sanctioning bodies. These sanctioning bodies just seem to be able to do exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, and no one seems to be able to tell them anything. And I think that's just the way it's going right now, Ryan. We need to discuss what these belts, what do they mean. And it feels like, in a few years' time, belts are going to be obsolete anyway. No one's going to give a damn about belts. It's going to be like the fighters only. And I think this shows exactly what that means.
I tell you what, it's simple. You can't make 140 no more. You ain't defended your belt at 140 for over a year or 18 months. You go up a weight class. How can you say you're going to go up, but you're still going to basically hold the belt hostage by being the champion emeritus, whatever they want to call it? It's just silly. It's just silly. You can't make the weight, you move up. Open and closed case.
No, I 100% agree. I hate all this. It's just ridiculous. I actually find it ridiculous that look, you're right, he obviously can't make the weight. He couldn't make the weight against Rod Salka. Couldn't make it against Lamont Peterson. So you're right, it's been nearly 18 months. You can't make the weight. They say, okay, go up. Nicholas Walters didn't make the weight for his last fight, and he's admitted, okay, I'm going up to 130. He lost the belt on the weight, on the scale, and then he got up. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But obviously, Nicholas Walters is such a low name in boxing, they can treat him like shit. Danny Garcia is such a big name in boxing, he can do what he wants.
So argument's sake, Danny Garcia got to 147, gets smoked by someone, then said, oh, I'm 140, I'm going to get an instant title shot. I'm the champion emeritus.
Yeah, basically, that's it. He could get beat by someone at 147, and then come down and say, no, I fancy fighting again at 140 and for my title, please.
Yeah.
And that's just Danny Garcia. Right? Danny Garcia is just pissing me off in the boxing.
No, he's definitely pissing me off as well. Moving forward, Ade, let's go with Carl Frampton. He's fighting someone called Alejandro Gonzalez on the PBC card. I think that's in July or in August. I think it's a showcase fight. Obviously, he can open his brand over there. Gonzalez is not really a great fighter, but it shows those that Al Heyman and Frampton and McGuigan are on the same page, giving him something to break out with. Similar to the card he had on ITV over here a few months ago.
Mate, I ain't gonna lie, I was watching the preview for Deontay Wilder, and it shocked me, obviously, because I've not been catching up with all the boxing news. I was like, is that Frampton versus Gonzalez? And I was like, the Irish following in America is huge. The Irish, don't get me wrong, he's big in Ireland, but the Irish following in America is as big as it even would be back home. So I think they know what they're doing, and they're thinking, look, we can capitalise on you straight away. You don't need Scott Pilgrim. They really don't need Scott Pilgrim. That's done. That's dead in the water. And they're just going to make him a star in America now.
What they've done as well, that was quite impressive, is that they put him on not a Spike card, not on the other card. They put him on CBS, which is prime time, which is full coverage.
Yes.
I mean, that's a huge step. I mean, in terms of numbers, I mentioned this week and working last week, the terrestrial TV in America is something like 128 million viewers. That potential alone is unrivaled anywhere in the world.
Exactly, and they know what they're doing. I mean, look, they put it in there with a limited opponent, and look, Carl Frampton against good opponents has looked fantastic. Against a limited opponent, Carl Frampton's going to look ridiculously good, and I think that everyone's going to go, whoa. He talks well, he looks good. It's the whole package with Carl Frampton. And I kid you not, the only person that's going to be pissed off right now is
You're gonna like this one. Antonio Margerito is making a comeback.
Oh, fucking hell. Boxers and comeback. How long ago was the Cotto fight? Was it about 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
What happened, really, is Margerito just run out of money.
Yeah, so what came to my head when I saw the comebacks coming, I thought Oscar De La Hoya's now got a perfect opponent.
Oh, man. No, it's crazy. Look, Margerito, as much as I dislike him for the plaster of Paris stuff, in terms of an all-active fighter, he was one of my best fighters watching. I mean, he gave everything. And he was a nightmare for anyone. Hence why Canelo fans might not want to admit this, but Mayweather dodged that fight in the early 2000s because he knew that was just something he just wasn't ready for. But that was Margerito nearly 10 years ago. Margerito's been through it. Wars, detached retinas, all sorts of injuries. Any boxer that signs them off should be sanctioned and thrown in jail.
Yeah, he's already insulting Cotto on the press release, saying that Cotto hits like a girl. Apparently, Margerito's eye is now fully healed. He's 37 years old. He's walking at 175 pounds, and he says he's going to come back at 154 or 160. For a guy that was never particularly fast, I just see it's a car crash waiting to happen.
It is. It's a car crash, and like we said, his style of fighting. I mean, look, he got well to survive as long as he did. That style of fighting where get hit to land one and get hit to land one, it can only last 4 or 5 years max. No boxer lasts long in their careers. We can name so many names. Look, if it's coming back at 154, 160, those guys are fast right now. They're strong. They're big. It's just a nightmare, and I hope it doesn't happen. But I'm not going to be surprised if it does, because he's a name. He's still got a following. Mexicans will still come out to follow him, but I just hope it doesn't happen.
Right. Tom Lofa of K2 says there is no Cotto Canelo unless a deal is met for the winner to face GGG. GGG is the interim champ. Is the mandatory for Cotto. He has to defend it because Gil was a voluntary. Do you think K2 has enough power to stop this fight?
Absolutely no way. I mean, look, I like Tom Lofa. I do like him. I mean, he even retweeted some of our tweets. So thank you, Tom Lofa, for doing so. But you have absolutely no power to stop which could be an absolute blockbuster. Look, this won't do Pacquiao Mayweather numbers, but this could do Oscar De La Hoya Mayweather numbers. This could be huge, this fight, especially after Cotto's last performance. Now everyone was like, about it. Now everyone's like, I've got to see it. It's now become a 50-50 fight again. Yeah. And for one, there's no one that can stop this fight from happening. We're talking Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Cotto Canelo, 154 pounds. There's the reason why Cotto got down to 153.6. And I think that was a test to see if he can get that to 154 pounds and feel good and strong at the weight. He looks super strong at the weight. No one's going to stop this fight. I can't wait to watch it. I think this fight could do 1.5, 1.6 million, maybe even 2 million pay-per-view fights. I think it could be that big.
Ade, just sidetracking quickly, because we ain't spoke for 2 weeks. What do you think of Cotto coming in under 154 for his middleweight title defense? How poor is that?
I think it was wrong. I think the middleweight title, to me, you've got to come in at 154 plus. You just got to. And they've got to make sure he does come in at that weight. You can't come into a middleweight title fight 153.6 pounds, something like that. Yeah. That shouldn't be allowed. You've got to come into the ring or wear at the scales 154 plus for it to be a middleweight title fight. That on last week Saturday was not a middleweight title fight. I don't know what that was.
Exactly. All right. Bro, you ain't heard about this one yet, bro. David Haye, in another interview about his supposed comeback, has tabbed him and Joshua for Wembley Stadium.
I actually heard about this.
Yeah?
Believe it or not. I heard. I went into a shop and it came up. All I saw was Haye, Joshua, and it was all in Mexican or Spanish, so I didn't know, but I knew there was something about Haye. I'm tired of David Haye right now. David Haye hasn't had a fight in years. He's not had a big fight in more than, I don't know how many years. Vladimir Klitschko was his last big fight. He's been linked to everyone, fights no one. All I do is see pictures of him in Dubai enjoying himself, put on a bit of weight. His belly looks like mine now, right now. Never going to happen. Look, Joshua's probably 18 months away from fighting David Haye. David Haye will be, 36, 37 at the time. It's not going to happen. And I just want David Haye to either fight or go away.
No, I agree 100%. It must be now a good 8 or 9 months since David Haye is coming back and he's training, he's doing this and he's doing that. There had not been one sniff of an opponent anywhere. I mean, but he's called out. Didn't he say didn't he say he wanted Deontay Wilder in Vegas 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? You're making these outlandish statements with no substance. Your last fight was against Dennis Chisora.
Yeah, he just said it now.
3-4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I think people are just tired of it, and I don't think we'll see him in the ring again. If I'm honest, I don't think he's going to fight again.
No. This is not really news, but just what I found quite interesting. Antonio Tarver is going to fight Steve Cunningham on a PBC card in August. I think it's the 1st of August. Yeah, but what I did read about that as well is that Tarver owes over £600,000 in child support to one of his ex-girlfriends, which was £6,000 a month, which he hasn't paid since 2012. So he's gone to court, and he had to give the court a £10,000 check he had to sign over to the court, had to give over his Range Rover, his house keys, and a watch, which he said was a fake.
Oh boy.
And his salary for his last fight against Jonathan Bax was for £40,000. So he's no longer making good money.
Wow. You know, remember when we spoke to Tarver? And look, I'm not going to bash him over the phone now because we got a conversation. It was nice thing to reach out to her. But let's be honest, right? It sounded like a man desperate when we were speaking to him.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded more than desperate, in fact. And if he was desperate and he was 30 years old, I get it. You're going to get some fights, Tarver. Calm down. Tarver's what, 45?
Yeah, 45, 46.
How old's Tarver?
You're 45, 46.
There you go. This guy is no longer going to get big fights.
Yeah.
He's no longer going to get big fights. He's going to get paid $50,000, $60,000. I think he's in trouble, Tarver, right now. I think what Tarver's good at and what he should have kept doing is just being a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Tarver's very good at speaking on the mic.
He's broadcasting again on some channel in America. I'm not sure what channel he's on. And he also owes Al Heyman a lot of money because Al Heyman paid out some debts for him, some gambling debts, and got him out on bail. So I know he owes Al a lot of money as well. But this fight with Cunningham, you could say it's a safe fight for Tarver, but I think stylistically it's a terrible match for him. Because, you know, Cunningham is athletic and will move. Tarver doesn't have the best feet, and he's 45 years old.
Against kind of fast, in and out guys like Cunningham, it's a problem fight for him, but I don't see how he wins that fight. You never know. I don't see how he wins that fight.
He had a stoppage to Tyson Fury in a fight that he was doing really well in and was actually winning, outboxing Fury for quite a bit of the fight. Every time Cunningham seems to lose, it always seems to be very, very close or some sort of controversial. Like the Adamek fight was really controversial. The fight he had previously, where he lost in his last fight, I can't remember the guy's name, that was really close and controversial. He loses fights, but he doesn't really lose them, if that makes sense.
Even the Tyson Fury one, let's not forget he had Tyson Fury down hard early.
And he was winning, he was outboxing Fury.
He was kind of throwing those illegal shots to kind of get him out of there as well.
Yeah.
So look, he can definitely fight, and I think people. I just hope he gets a good run. I just really hope, because I like him as a person. All the story about him and his daughter. Yeah. You know, he's fought him. I mean, he's just a good fighter, and I hope he gets some good chance to make some good money later on in his career.
Couple quick hit bits before we call it a day. Victor Ortiz is now demanding Floyd Mayweather mans up and fights him because he owes him one. He wants to be September for Mayweather. I think he won his last fight, but he had no standing. He sounds delusional. He also makes statements about he wants to fight Marcus Maidana in a street fight, and Andre Berto's ducking him. Josito Lopez is running from him. Do you think he'll hit me too many times?
Yeah, it's a strange one. The Mayweather one, I think, obviously Victor Ortiz fought Mayweather, and that check must have been beautiful. Yeah. He must remember that check that he got in the post and think, oh my God, I want that again. Again, we're talking about a guy that was he was dancing with the stars. He probably got a bit of money from that. But in terms of fight, he probably not had a big money fight. Like you say, it's Mayweather. So I think he's financially struggling right now. But there's also a thing that mentally he's very, very weak as well, and a bit unstable.
Yeah. David Price for Hurricane Temper has been reset now for 17th of July. So we get to see David Price in action and see what he's got. I think, like we mentioned earlier about the heavyweights, I think he's got a lot to offer still.
I'm thinking that Andy Joshua's gone past me now. Tyson Fury, and I thought 3-4 years ago he would have beat Tyson Fury. Now Fury's gone past him. People like Dylan White's coming up. I mean, he needs to get a good win and against a big name very quickly, or he's going to be forgotten very, very quickly. So yeah, he still has potential, but in terms of being a world champion, I don't think he's going to be that. But I think he has potential to cause a few upsets, but not to be a world champion.
Yeah, I think definitely he's got talent. I think he's got ability. I think he's definitely got the size, but his recovery powers, and I wouldn't say people questioned his chin and his heart from the Olympics when he got stopped in the second round, and I think I think his critics and people around him are holding that against him, and I think psychologically that could slow him down, because when people don't believe in you, that's the worst thing. I think if he's got someone that believes in him, trains him well, and actually gives him the abilities, he could rebuild himself. Everyone seems to forget that Lennox Lewis was knocked out badly by Oliver McCall. Yeah, and everyone said he had a dodgy chin. And then Lennox Lewis is now borderline top 10 heavyweight of all time. I'm not saying David Price is that type of talent, but you've got to give someone a chance to grow. Okay, again, last question for you, and it's a tricky one. Sergio Martinez has now announced his retirement from boxing. Is he going to the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
No.
Why?
No. And you know what it is? Because, you know what it is? I think me and you've had a few debates on this Hall of Fame stuff, and I feel like I want the Hall of Fame to be thin. I mean, very thin, but the people in there are just absolute legends.
Yeah.
I think Hall of Fame's got to a stage now where they're almost giving out Hall of Fame tickets for doing not much nowadays.
Yeah.
When I was young growing up, Hall of Fame was like the elite of the elite got in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean, look in our country, we're begging for Eubank and Ben.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we're begging for Eubank and Ben, you got to look at and think, wait a minute, come on, Martinez, Ben, you know, they're both close. And if Ben and Eubank ain't getting in, Martinez ain't getting in for me.
Okay, but given Martinez that he was, okay, maybe he didn't have all the title, but he was the undisputed, he was the best junior middleweight in the world for a long, long time. He went up and became the best super middleweight in the world. He fought a lot of good names, as I said, not maybe the great names, but he fought all his available contenders and pairs, and had fight of the year, and had knockout of the year. It's accolades that sports writers like to praise about.
I agree, but again, is that enough? Okay, knockout of the year. The GGG fight, if that ever happened, when it could have happened sort of 2 years ago, just before GGG, that would have been, again, helping it out a bit more. And then all of a sudden, Luke Bennett could have and should have made that fight, didn't make it. But on my kind of thinking, he just doesn't make it for me.
No, I agree, he doesn't make it either, but a lot of talk about it. He only announced his retirement yesterday, and a lot of talk about it already, saying, does he deserve that recognition? And I think, like you said, I think it's a little bit overblown. I think someone's retired, I find it funny that soon they retire, they're already adding up Hall of Fame credentials.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, just because you're retired doesn't mean you're Hall of Fame, dude. Let's look at your record properly. Let's break your record down properly, and then we'll have a look. And I think if we break it down properly, like really sit down, have a glass of single barrel Jack Daniels, we'll say, nah, he didn't make it.
Alright then, that's it for now. Let's go with next week's fights. Huge weekend. We've got Lemieux versus Ndam. We've got Paul Smith versus Andre Ward. And we've got the big one for me, Adrian Broner versus Sean Porter. Okay, that's it from us then for This Week in Boxing. And